Yo, what's going on? Hold on, let me get this together because I know y'all motherfuckers like, what the fuck? What's going on, people? And it's time. It's time for that podcast that give you that wrestling punditry with that real smoke. I'm talking about pro wrestling smoke, part of the STO podcast family. You know, I am Kevin R. Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. Also, talk about the sponsors, PassDat Apparel, SmokeKind.com, the king of THCA mailed to your door, and SarahJCBD.com. Please check out her line of pain and stress relief self-care products that you're going to enjoy, and use my promo code BOBBIE to get 10% off your next order to Sarah JCBD. And also don't forget about the flagship STO Smokers Lounge. You know, I drop that Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, as well as Bonus Smoke Fridays. So there you go, people. And of course, to play with the conversation, get saucy, the titties come out. You see the QR code. On Loyal Fans, the Premium Smoke Room, 4 podcasts for you to enjoy, plus a VIP smoke room. And I even do it live on X, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there you go. Now, what's going on, people? I know I didn't give y'all an episode last week. I had a lot of shit going on at my house. And trust me, it was emotionally, mentally taxing. You feel me? So this ain't the podcast for me to talk about my shit. This is my podcast to talk about pro wrestling, things that I love so fucking much. And it is Black History Month, the start of Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? And I've been seeing posts all over Twitter celebrating pro wrestling and Black history. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a post in particular where this guy who's, I don't know his name, but he had R and C on it. So I only know one R and C. Damn sure ain't Raleigh, North Carolina. So he was saying that everybody's celebrating all these black wrestlers. They ain't no one say shit about Sol Ruca, who happens to be black. Now, I saw a post that stated that Kiana James and Sol Ruca are black women. So, of course, I did my research and dig and saw that Sol Ruca is half black, half white. And I don't agree with people on the right with so much. Hardly ever. But yeah, Sol Ruca, if you're going to celebrate these black wrestlers, celebrate Sol Ruca. We celebrated The Rock. He was half Samoan. And two, last I checked back in the day, if you had a drop of nigger blood, you was a nigger. Of course, he had to put in there in later comments, well, she does passes for white, but that ain't the point. Okay, people, some biracial kids may not grow up with a bunch of black in the neighborhood. Some of them grew up in the suburbs. I never thought she was white. I thought she was Hispanic. Sol Ruca. I thought she was Samoan. Might have been half Samoan. She had some chocolate somewhere in there. I didn't know it was black. But here's the point. I didn't care. Because she's a good wrestler. She's right now the hottest NXT female wrestler in the game. And probably going to win the NXT title, which we'll discuss later. Sol Ruca showed out during the Royal Rumble, which we will discuss later. So, for anyone want to sit here and we got to do this, is she black, is she white, is she this, who gives a fuck? Not everything has to be a color. But if she's a black and her mama, and excuse me, her daddy black, well, yeah, she's one of the top black female rappers in the game, and y'all might need to reconfigure y'all black top 10. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I have a cat from my finger, I had to get it out. But I don't give a fuck. Y'all can say that's nasty. So, but anyway, so I saw that and I made and that found that interesting. And if you notice, they ain't posting no black wrestlers from the past. I don't see Bobo Brazil. I don't see Thunderbolt Patterson. I don't see a Pork Chop Cash. I don't see a S.T. Jones. I mean, I'm just Tony Atlas, Rocky Johnson, Iceman King Parson, Coco Beware, you know what I'm saying? Too Cold Scorpio. Hell, I mean, they recognize New Jack more than any of them motherfuckers. People gotta realize blacks has been prominent in this business. They just never had. There were blacks that had top spots and were top draws like Bobo Brazil. Iceman King Parsons. Ron Simmons. It's funny how WCW pulled the trigger. And if you want to be technical about it, the first modern world heavyweight champion was Ron Simmons. WWE didn't get crowned their first black world champion until The Rock. And NWA didn't crown their first African American world champion until Ron Killings. Black history is a part of wrestling history. From the Black Panther all the way to Javon Evans, dog. Now it's even more prominent now because I want you to think about it. It was a point during the Royal, the Royal Rumble that you had Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Obafemi. There's your black big three. Lennox Lewis, Lennox, whatever his name is, he was in NXT. He's got a prominent spot. A lot of melon has now gotten into the main event where in years past it didn't. It used to be a time in wrestling where the promoters would never dare put a title on a black man. Not the world title. Bo Brazil won, let's make this clear, he won the WWA world title. That was in California. The closest he got to the world title was the United States NWA world title. So we had came a long way. And see, because low-key, Iceman King Parsons actually was the first one to hold a major world title. Because we keep saying Ron Killings, but Iceman won the world title for World Class Championship Wrestling when it became the World Championship for them. But because I guess World Class was heading towards his, Booker T was the second guy to hold the WCW world title. The second black world champion in WWE. I think we didn't had what? Let's see. We can't count Ron Simmons because that was WCW. Rock, Booker T, Kofi Kingston, Big E, Bobby Lashley, and Mark Henry. That is 6 black men that held that title. Yeah. So I'm going to say something about Black history at the beginning of each show or what have you. But as far as Sol Ruca is concerned, it's like, to me, I don't think she's passing as white as purpose. That's just the way she was raised. She probably understood that she was mixed. She never even said that she was mixed. No one ever asked. We knew Kalani Jordan. It ain't hard to figure out. Jada, really? But it still doesn't take away from the fact that Sol Ruca is damn fucking good, and their Soul Snatch is one of the best finishers in the business. So, there you go. Then I saw that people tripping out because Hangman Page took a picture with Marty Scurll. Okay, who... I'm allowed to forgive my friend to do dumb shit. And I get that, unfortunately, because Marty Scurll married a 16-year-old girl over there in England. And he didn't pay his penance because he cannot seem to get any work over here. Career that was promising, completely destroyed for who he fell in love with. Now, it's interesting that none of these companies would pick him up, but we have a president that done worse. See, the thing about it, I'm not defending what Marty Scurll did. By no means. Hell no. But just because him and Hangman Page took a picture together because they're friends, Hangman Page shouldn't pay for that man's sin. And to be honest with you, when is he going to start paying for his? Marty Scurll was a damn good wrestler. I get it. Okay, he what happened with that young girl. I get it. He didn't go to jail. What he did was not illegal in England because that's where it took place. Do I agree with it? Fuck no. But hey, Tessa Blanchard, who has been called a racist, which I think is about up there with a pedophile, is back in TNA, and doing well, and glad that she's back. Is it wrong for someone to have a second chance? Last I checked, he's still married with her. I think they got kids. But everybody wants to hate on Hangman. No, I'm not going to stop liking Hangman. I hate Hangman because he took a picture with a friend of his. In the case of what was going on with a lot of these motherfuckers, I think this is going to sound funny. Marty Scurll shit was the lightest because there was a woman that he fell in love with. It wasn't like it wasn't that situation. The rest of the situation that happened during that time frame was some heinous shit. His was the least heinous. I knew his career was dead, and I hated it because I was a fan of Marty Scurll from shit NWA Fight Club days. He first changed to the villain. And now, but what pissed me off is how y'all want to villainize Adam Page. Adam Page was saying hi to a friend that he seen a long time ago. And just because he did what he did doesn't mean that he stopped being Marty Scurll's friend. And he can forgive Marty Scurll. Y'all don't have to forgive Marty Scurll. I get it. Many of you motherfuckers ain't. But he can. Doesn't make him less of a person. Don't make him a pedophile. I opposed to not take a picture with him because he married a 16-year-old over in England and the world hated. We sat here and bitched and moaned about what happened with Jay Briscoe. We sit here and we're like, well, damn, Trey Miguel. some people deserve second chances. That's just me. I'll be controversial. If I was a booker, I'll book him on stateside, and I can get two shits with y'all think. I'm like, damn, it been years, man. Y'all don't y'all damn show more love and to motherfucker that murder people than the guy out of prison than this motherfucker. So there we go. Now, where should we begin on the wrestling? Well, the Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia was not bad, but I ain't gonna sit there and say it was great. Both the women's and men matches. Wasn't surprised with either one winning, from Liv winning to even Roman, because they were saying something about Roman. They've been screaming Roman for the longest. The biggest disappointment was Royce Keys. Me personally, first of all, I like the way that they started with Powerhouse Hobbs. Then they crashed the glass, and then Royce Keys. Why can't he just came out as Royce Keys? Y'all do realize AEW does not air in Riyadh. It doesn't air in Riyadh. See, they did it to send a shot at AEW. They did it to send a shot at AEW. Let's keep it on. I probably had nothing to do with it. I can understand the reason why he picked the name. I can see a lot of cute sayings that he could do with it. I got the keys to the kingdom. I got the keys to the title. I got the keys to the game. I got the key to your pain. But that was the weakest Royal Rumble entrance surprise I ever seen. Very disappointed with that. Did like the way that the NXT boys showed out. Now, let's go back to Royce Keys. Hold on. Wait a second. I ain't done with that. First of all, he didn't really eliminate nobody. Two, okay, Obafemi looked like a goddamn beast. Straight up. Like, he would eliminate the first 5 people? He did what Stone Cold did. Like, okay, now I'm waiting. And then the instant part was Braun Breaker. He comes down at number 1, gets attacked by a masked dude, and he gets the curve stomp. Now, people don't know if it's Logan Paul, because they say it looked like it's Logan Paul, but people, let's think storyline. Let's think storyline. If it won't, whoever it wasn't, of course, Rollins. 2 9 out of 10, whoever did it, it was going to be someone that understands how to do it. 2 that's in Riyadh. They did everything in their power to make sure that you couldn't see his face. He had double the mask, not just a hood. The mask and a hood. So they want to make it seem like it's Rollins, but even more so than that, I think ultimately, I keep saying this, it's going to be Theory. It just wasn't Theory this time. I'm curious where they're going to take this, because is it Rollins building his own new faction? Is Theory a plant? Because you notice the masked dude didn't attack nobody else but Braun Breaker. Hated that Abel Femi, Javon Evans, and he retreated. Didn't make it to none of the Final Four. Also interesting how we kind of figured out what the matches was going to be for WrestleMania. When you have Drew McIntyre decide he wanted Claymore the shit out of Cody Rhodes, or Cody Rhodes can fall out and be eliminated in the Royal Rumble. So, yes, we're getting another Cody versus Drew with, I'm pretty sure, Jacob Fatu. So this is going to be a three-way. Because let's be real. They got to freshen this up. We can't have another Cody versus Drew. How many matches we done with that? We already complained about, y'all talking about another Roman and a Cody. We'll get to Roman in a second. So you're going to give us another Drew and Cody? Yes, we're going to have Jacob Fatu because he did attack both of them. So that makes sense. Of course, LOL, Roman wins. People didn't like it. Oh, God, Roman won again. I can't believe Roman. Oh, Roman won. Yeah. Because Roman the biggest fucking star. No different than John Cena. No different than The Rock and Stone Cold. Ric Flair back in the day, which I'm going to get to a conversation about someone saying about Ric Flair. You need to understand that Roman is on his way to Hollywood. Two, he's part of the bloodline, the Samoan dynasty. WWE know who their daddy is. It's called Pia Maravilla Sr., the chief, High Chief Pia Maravilla. I'm your daddy now. My whole family. You took the wrestling, Polynesian wrestling from me. We're going to dominate WWE because of that. You fucking bastards. So, then we jump to Raw and, well, we know who he challenging, which I told y'all what was the money match. CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Now, here where we stop. And we'll get back to the Royal Rumble and the rest of it. I made a comment about Tony Khan. Triple H really copies a lot of Tony Khan's booking, if you're paying attention. Remember I told you his technique is put a pin in it, we come back to it later, booking. But y'all don't understand that. It surprises me that Jim Cornette don't understand that, and he would, shit, hell, Dustin was one of the kings of that shit. The reason why it was the money match. One, it began with the breakup of the bloodline. That War Games. Actually, before then, thanks to Roman, when the Shield was made. The storyline between them two is so deep, it writes itself. Why would you go back to Cody? Plus, this is the world heavyweight title. Roman has never held the world heavyweight title. He's always held that WWE belt. He always held the Universal title. So, Now you're giving him a new belt. Now, then you have the bloodline saga towards the end. The beginning of the vision, because this started with Punk asking Paul Heyman to walk into the ring. Add to it the Jey Uso versus Punk situation. That's why when he shook Cody's hand, he said it'll be the last time we tag together. He was trying to say, no, it'll be the last time me and you be in the ring together. Now. I got another mountain I need to climb. It's called CM Punk. I love that damn promo. I love the back and forth. I love the reason why he gave the reasoning of why he wanted to face Punk, because he hates Punk. Thank you. Now the question is, do you have Roman defeat Punk for the title? Because you still have Seth Rollins. Where he plays in all of this. Sounds like AWA, MJF, the Death Rider situation. Sound like it, don't it? You know, when your boy had the belt, everybody connected going after the title. Orange Cassidy got beat with the Death Riders. Adam Page, Swerve. Come on now. Dude sits back and watch Tony and say, that'd be a good idea for us to do. Why don't we try that? Perfect example, which we're gonna get more into. Oh, no, I'm getting to ahead. We're gonna get to another example of how Triple H and them copy shit that my man Tony fucking does. Get off his dick. Now the rest of it, AJ Styles retires. Great match against him and Gunther. Better ending than John Cena, because he literally passed out. Took his gloves off, put them back on. Now the rumor is he might be retired, he might not be retired. We're hearing talks of him talking about going to AEW, so forth. They were saying he retired or he wanted to go to TNA, but let's keep it 100. He could have went to TNA. The only place the WWE would not going to let his ass go with New Japan or anything to do with AEW. If it touches AEW, no, you can't. His contract was coming up. He said he wanted to be retired by the time Royal Rumble. He said he was going to the studio, I guess, to the WWE headquarters. Probably people like, someone was saying, well, maybe it could be because he wanted to record a podcast or something like that. He finalized the paperwork, motherfucker. Now, it's even one of two things. Either A, it was rumored that he was talking about working behind the scenes. So he could be signing paperwork for that. Would be funny if you see AJ Styles commentating. Because think about this for a second. You have Evolve, right? Spoiler alert, Robert Stone is now the new general manager for NXT. So who's going to be down Evolve? Plus they tape Evolve. What would be cool if AJ Styles was on commentary? Or let's say he does decide to go to AEW. He could do a retirement tour in AEW. One last year. Kind of like with say, I done been everywhere. Let me go ahead and add AEW in. You don't think he wouldn't damn near try to break the bank to get AJ Styles up in there? You talking about AJ versus Will Ospreay, AJ versus Swerve, AJ versus Adam, AJ versus Okada. Yeah, I heard something about Tanahashi leaving New Japan, so I'm wondering what's going to happen to him. Could he become an AEW? Probably talked to Shibata and was like, Shibata, how's over there? Man, you look, you might as well just come over here and just, do a match every now and then, Nick. And join it. See Okada over there, motherfucker. He's like, man, shit. But back to Royal Rumble. AJ, the only way I see AJ going to AEW, he's going there with the Good Brothers. That's the only way I can see that happening. And it has to be, he's going to do a year. Maybe 2. Because he said he's retiring from the WWE. It's sketchy on he retiring for wrestling. I mean, words does matter. Schematics, right? Then, of course, Liv Morgan wins the Women's Royal Rumble, which, once again, the NXT standout, Sol Ruca, the conversation we had about her, she's still fucking, regardless, she's sexy as fuck, man. That's a good looking ass woman. The outfit she wore was sexy as shit. Last Legend showed out. Klein Jordan did her thing. Jason James. But of course, Liv Morgan wins. And she now will be challenging, I take it, Stephanie Vakira, who Monday night defeated because, can we say that she lost because of the interference from Liv Morgan? Because Liv Morgan interference didn't really change nothing. She still had a chance to win the match. She lost because Vakira hung around her ass to a table and then finished off. So, also, when you saw early that night before the match, she said, look, I don't give a fuck you win the Royal Rumble. I'm about to win this. I don't want your help. So now we're about to see a split between Judgment Day and I'm actually kind of surprised. Rich Rodriguez. Because, see, okay, we know Liv is not going after Jay Cargill. Now, I'm curious to see who would that be, because if they're going to have a elimination chamber, then they got to have elimination chamber for the women. So either Jordan Grace, because they keep hitting her and Jordan Grace, which, okay, I need to see who in this elimination chamber, but this is what I'm thinking. Because I'm looking at the females that was in this. You had Tiffy Time. You had Charlotte, Io Sky, and I think Rhea Ripley. Okay. There was rumor of Rio and Io Sky having a match. Nah. We don't need to see that no goddamn more. Now the Bellas are back. Because, yeah, they made their return. And Brie, because I actually went back and looked because I missed the women that had to go back and watch everything over again. Daniel Bryan got her right. Okay, she going to have a nice run. They're looking for tag titles. So, the Brie twins against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. That takes Rhea Ripley and Io Sky off the table. Jay Cargill is on that page, and we have Tiffy Time. and you have Charlotte. I didn't see Alexa Bliss. Liv was there, and Liv had one of the speaking parts. Jay Cargill don't have a speaking part. Of course, Becky Lynch have a speaking part, but we already know that's her and AJ Styles. AJ Lee. I said AJ Styles. AJ Lee. So, who is Jay Cargill going to face? Between Charlotte Flair, I think it's going to be Charlotte Flair. Some tell me Charlotte Flair, it makes more sense than Tiffy. I'm thinking about the people that have it in there, right? Because that means each of these motherfuckers is going to have a match that's important during, you know what I'm saying, that's important. You feel me? All right. Now, unless you have it, well, no, because that means that'd be crazy to have Tiffany Stratton versus Becky Lynch. Anyway. So, but Liv, it made sense for her to challenge Stephanie McCure because at the end of it, she took her out with the Oblivion and held the title. I mean, they could swerve us, but I don't see Liv going after Jay Cargill. I don't see that. I don't see that. So, I'm just curious because I know that they probably going to start announcing the Elimination Chamber on SmackDown qualifiers because that's. Oh, by the way, I get to watch. Well, might be where I was able to watch TNA and SmackDown. I got to check and see if I still can with YouTube TV. But anyway, there you go. Now, of course, Drew McIntyre retained. As also aforementioned, he took out Cody. So it is rumored that Drew will be facing Cody for the title. I knew Sami Zayn wasn't going to win it. It was a good match, but Drew ain't about to drop the belt to Sami. If it's Sami's time, it'll be next year. They can build to that. Or it could be at SummerSlam. It depends on how they want to play it. But Sami will eventually become champion. Now, speaking about somebody that was mentioned not to become champion, Chelsea Green had Michael P.S. Hayes, a.k.a. Doc Hendricks, basically put his pants down and took a big shit on Chelsea Green, saying that she's the one that make the top people good, meaning that she is the top, she's the bottom of the top. Smoke that over. Now, here's my thought about with Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is not going to be a champion that's going to hold the belt for 5, 6, 8, over 1,000 days. No, we know. Chelsea Green is the lady that's going to hold the belt for at least 3 to 6 months between a WrestleMania to a SmackDown. It's WrestleMania to a SummerSlam. She's the perfect heel, leader of a clique, champion. See, it's amazing that these are people that it just blew my mind that y'all put belts on them, but don't let them run. Tatum Paxley. I'm like, really? Of course, Thea Hale. That's NXT. We'll get to NXT soon enough. Chelsea Green, you done put the U.S. title on twice. And the mixed Mexican title. So she's popping in 2 countries. She's more of an asset than her husband. Chelsea Green got the look. Oh, if you really want to be technical about it, when it comes to media, motherfucker, man, who wouldn't like Chelsea Green? Chelsea Green. Stop fucking playing. Chelsea Green's a world champion. It wasn't probably she win the bitch about twice or 3 times. Because let's be honest, right now, let's see, trying to think, what is the title? Because, for example, you already hinted Chelsea Green and Jay Carver. Y'all kind of hinted at that. Y'all do realize that, right? Now, mark my words. If Chelsea Green is in the Elimination Chamber, she's going to win the Elimination Chamber. Because, no, it's... Because, see... I know you're thinking, why not Jordan Grace? In between them two. Because I don't think Charlotte can have a good match with Jay Cargill. I think Jordan Grace can because Jordan Grace strong enough to move Jay Cargill and it makes sense. Flair, how can I put this? Flair has an athletic moveset, but I don't see that being a good mix. I mean, at some point they're gonna face off, but we talking about WrestleMania here. I think it would be because they already got the Juggernaut, which please don't throw her into another world title shot, and she loses, especially at WrestleMania. And y'all ain't hyped her ass up for shit. Chelsea Green would make the most sense because she's the most hyped up. They're probably going to be in that list because some telling me she's in the Elimination Chamber. So, and that was it for Royal Rumble. Now, LA Knight was on the tear during Raw, baby. He was taking them out. So I see. So Braun Breaker went from possibly being in the main event of WrestleMania to probably one of the mid cards. Now, plus we add to the mystery because, like I said, we add to the mystery of who attacked Braun. So, wasn't much answered in this episode. LA Knight helped Penta and them get some wins, and he got some well-deserved retribution to the division. We have the women's tag. What went on with the women's tag titles? Everyone's vying for the women's tag titles. I'm pretty sure, what have you. I don't even know, but so much about it. Like, put it this way, I don't know so much what's going to go on with the women's tag title, but what I'm looking for moving forward on Raw was we did see Overfemi literally decimate the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, whatever the fuck. This is what moving forward. This is what I want to see when it comes to Raw. All right, because we now move into Elimination Chamber season and so forth. We got clear cut Roman and Punk, so we're gonna have that build up coming up real soon. Period. Also, in between that, Punk and Finn Balor. So I'm wondering how this is going to play out, especially with Judgment Day. Also, we also have Royce Keys. Now, the question is, where's Royce Keys going to fall? Because he wasn't on Raw, that I can tell. So I think he's going to be on SmackDown. And the rumor was supposedly that Damian Priest might go heel. I would like to see him and Royce Keys have a program, if that's the case. The MFTs and I'm okay. I'm just sorry. That's just a dry ass feud to me. I'm just not feeling the MFTs and White Six. I just no, seriously, I'm really not feeling it. It's just I'm not understanding the knowledge there. I'm not understanding it. So and that's pretty much it on the WWE side of things. Now NXT, of course, they are recovering, and this week we did hear from D'Angelo, and I like Tony D'Angelo. I'm gonna call him D'Angelo. Fuck all that. Or Tony. I'm gonna call him D'Angelo. Fuck all that. He should drop that Tony. Like the new demeanor. Like the promo. Like the face that I'm going to take down Dark State. And then part 2 is after I take down Dark State. So we're beginning a big push for Tony D'Angelo to become the NXT heavyweight champion, which leads me to who won the 7-man ladder match. Say his name and he's appear. NXT champion Joe Hendry. Yes, he won a very interesting and good ladder match, I must say. Keanu Carver, they got something there with him. As even with Shiloh Hill. I think that ladder match is your main event picture. I was surprised. I thought Ricky Saint was going to take it. But Joe Hendry gets the title. Now, what's interesting in all this is that if Joe Hendry wasn't in TNA, if Joe Hendry was still in TNA, he wouldn't have won the title. But funny, after he done signed with WWE after leaving TNA, he won the title. And it's interesting that it's TNA versus AEW because I'm pretty sure his first feud will be against Ricky Saints. I'm curious how they're going to set that up. I'm curious who the hell Keanu Carver is going to face beef with. I think him and Shiloh Hill should have a feud. And the whole nine. It was actually a real good, ladder match. I knew that, Jackson Drake and Shawn Legacy are going to do their thing and everything. So, what it is. Now, also, speaking about Sol Ruca, that sexy ass something. We finally got the dust up. They've been teasing between her and Zarya. And it was, I'm not even going for it. Good work. Because you can tell from jump, Zarya did not want to be there. Zarya she didn't want to tag. Man, fuck you, bitch. You gonna leave me and go to the motherfucking rehab and shit. Didn't even call a bitch. Didn't even tell a bitch. Didn't even offer a bitch a plane ticket to go with you, hoe. Fuck you. Win the bell. They almost win the titles that way. Asked by Elegant Brand. I got a little bit more appreciation for him. Especially after watching TNA this past week. I've been said Dana Brooke, a.k.a. Ash by Elegance, they never gave her the ball. They never gave her the ball in WWE. She's a beautiful ass woman, even though Jim Cornette says otherwise. But no, that motherfucker fine. Fuck what you heard. She can get the dick. Let's stop playing. That's a sex ass blonde. But she having one hell of a run. If she did not get injured, she'd still be Knockouts champ. And I'm pretty sure she's about to get the belt again. Because when Zane Lee, I'm not feeling her knockouts title run too tough. But that's a conversation for another day. So, but it was interesting how, and I love how, I guess Show was about to do the F5, Sol Ruca, which I'm trying to figure out why she was going to do the Soul Snatch, because she about to do the F5. What she was going to do whatever. She pushed her into the Soul Snatcher, and the rest was history. So, of course, later on that night, Jacy Jayne comes out. And Jacy Jayne calls out Sol Ruca, but everybody else came out from, Kendall Gray to Zarya. So, which brings me to Mr. Stone, who comes out and basically makes a tag match where the winner scores the pinfall in the tag match gets the title shot, which I'm already expecting Sol Ruca to get that. Actually, expect Sol Ruca to be the NXT champion and Zarya to probably be her first feud, unless Zarya calls her the title. So, but Ava's gone. Yeah, she left with a bang. Said fuck ICE and the whole administration. Ava, let's talk about Ava for a minute. When I first heard that the Rock daughter was coming to WWE, I said, okay, that's interesting. So she's supposed to be wrestling. I heard she's supposed to be training. Then Joe Gacy started his group, and she became a part of the group. But she never had a match. It was more like she was a mouthpiece. Then, all of a sudden, they made her general manager. I said, interesting. I get she's sexy as fuck, but damn, she ain't too sexy to get in the ring or something, man. So, apparently what I think is she tried to do the physical thing of wrestling, but it wasn't working. And because she was the Rock daughter, I'm not saying nepotism, because let's make this clear. They put her in the room. She was damn good at what she did. I loved her as a general manager. I hate that she left. I really wanted to see at some point she moved to the main roster general manager. Actually, this is what I never understood about WWE. Why don't y'all like managers? It's like, of course, because you're not even calling Paul Heyman a manager. You call him the Oracle. You call him the wise man. But it's like AEW got Don Callis, but you also got, Chip, whatever damn name. You know what I'm saying? With FTR. You have no man, so I would have thought you can have Ava as a mouthpiece for a heel click. She's good on the mic, good looking ass woman, banging ass damn body. Let's keep it 100, But she's out of there, and Roger Stone is now the head of NXT. Wow, so that means him and Santino Morales got their work together after they beefed last year. It's going to be an interesting dynamic. At some point, we're going to get Miles Bourne and Even Page. I'm so looking forward to that. Is we getting the Vandy Project soon to form a clique with Even Page? Just wondering. And the Vandy Project, of course, will be facing Hank and Tank next week. I'm curious to see how they're going to go down. Now, let's talk about two things. It was one thing I forgot to skip over. On WWE, we had Gunther, who choked out Dragon Lee. The same way Brody Lee, the year before, choked out my boy, goddamn Darby Allin. hanging him over the rope. Same thing. Y'all say he don't want. Now, which brings me to NXT. Blade Monroe jumped Jada Parker doing like a public moment, beat her down, and then ran away, and he got pulled away, right? You know what that sound like? Okay, remember the King of the Ring red carpet and Tony Storm looking all sexy in that black dress, and all of a sudden Mariah May in a red dress beat the dog shit out of my wifey in public before their big match where they bled like buckets. But y'all say Tony don't know how to book. Y'all scream, oh, Triple H is such a great booker. He's a better booker than Tony. Yeah, he's a better booker than Tony. No, I'm telling you, Triple H is the man. He takes everything that Tony did and the rest that Tony had, right? And what he does to them, he does it right with them. I'm just waiting for the books of keys. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for that one. the key lessons or something. You know, I was in the hood, you know. Sound like what he did with the Book of Hours. So she beat the shit out of Jake. So we're going to get that next week. And NXT is... I'm curious to see what's going to happen with this reload because I ain't even going to front. It's not a bad it's not a bad reload what they're doing. Especially if you want to be down with D'Angelo being one of the centerpieces. Against Dark State. Joe Henry is the world champ, which is interesting because that shows me how much they have faith in Joe Henry. They don't see him as a comedy act, you know. And I'm curious to see who'll be his first. I'm pretty sure it'll be Ricky Saints. So for, of course, we had the North American title. Kelani Jordan, of course, attacked Lola Vice. Oh, I'm looking forward to that match. Thea Hale did not get her title back. Lally, well, God damn it, I can't think of that girl name. Dame. For the cutting, she got, she's retained. I'm pretty sure her and Tam Paxley has, they're going to have a meeting at the minds at some point. So NXT seemed pretty cool, man. I enjoyed NXT. It was a whole lot of fun. I did watch TNA. The main event was the street fight with Rich Swann and AJ Francis. AJ Francis, I'm sorry, has improved, man. That dude wouldn't surprise me, he ended up becoming TNA champion one day. Money. AJ Francis, I like AJ Francis. He's way better than what he was in WWE. TNA really done wonders with him. TNA is pretty good. I mean, I know people trash the first episode. There was the next episode after that. The Feast of Fire. I was dead wrong with who I thought was going to be fired. It was Macklin that was fired. So I don't know if it's going to be a storyline where he comes back, or could we see Steve Macklin in AEW? But nah, TNA ain't stupid. They ain't let that boy go away. Macklin too good. Eric Young gets the X Division title shot. I can't see her. Hey, look, Moose is X Division champ. Hey, what can I say? And of course, Eddie Edwards is poised to become the next TNA champion, because I'm pretty sure the person with that suitcase gets to cash it in whatever he wants to, similar to that of Money in the Bank. Eddie Edwards, man, it is crazy to see what he has become since tag teaming with David Richards. And he literally became the cornerstone of TNA. David Richards, I was a huge fan of his. I thought he was going to be the man out of those two. But actually, it's my boy, goddamn it. The Boston bastard, goddamn it. That motherfucker, him and the system, plus the King, Cedric Alexander is on the system. I like that. And Bear Bryant, that's his name. Bear Bronson, whatever his name is, he's on there now. So they have they put a new code of, they kind of did what happened with the Death Riders. Interesting. A new code of paint by adding new members. So I'm curious to see what Moose gonna do, because now Moose is a straight face and he's gonna be coming to get him some system. You feel me? And then, like I said, also Indy Hartwell, she's thriving over there. I'm enjoying her. Her and Xia Li and Xia Brookside, Lee Ying Ling, whatever her fucking name is, I can't say her name right. They're beefing with the Arrogant Brand. So, and then of course, the Righteous and the Hardest, that's an interesting interaction. That's all I have to say about that. He was like, why don't we become a clique? The Righteous and the Hardest. Only if the Hardys go back to delete broken Matt Hardy. If they go back to broken, it'll make sense. It will make sense with them and the Righteous. But just the Hardys and the Righteous, I don't know. But we'll see. So now, of course, we had to talk AEW. And man, we always talk about Tony's booking. And so, well, his booking be on point. Andrade defeated Swerve Strickland, so he will be facing Kenny Omega this coming week. Actually, tonight as we speak, as I'm recording this. And I like the way Andrade is being booked and how he looks. Don Callis' family is going to be the VIPs of this year. Because now that they have established feuds that's going across, plus you got the inner turmoil with Takeshita, you're going to come from, and add to it, now they're beefing with the Death Riders, which, thanks to the Death Riders, Doyle and Davis didn't win the tag titles. Oh, by the way, Doyle's injured. So, and Takeshita, of course, wants a shot at the belt. And we got the debut of Tommaso Ciampa. Now, he came out on Dynamite. And like I said, I didn't get to record last week. But I said, would you have Ciampa win the TNT title fresh out the gate? Because if you notice, AEW has a habit for, if someone challenges and this their first match, they don't win. Oh no, he won. He won. And loved how immediately Kyle Fletcher came out and said, hey, I'm next. I am so ready for this Kyle Fletcher Tommaso Ciampa match. I hope that Tommaso Ciampa, let me say this again. He need to have that Mercedes Moné TNA title run. Straight up. Straight up. He need to have the belt for about a year or so. Because Tommaso Ciampa, what they missed on the main roster is he's a main event talent. He's a main event heel. He's a main event killer. He's a main event personality. They never gave him a ball. They never gave him the opportunity. They gave it to him in NXT, but when he got on the roster, they just threw him on the tag team. And, well, because it's Triple H, he like his champions big and beefy. He didn't see the beauty of Tommaso Ciampa or Johnny Gargano, to be honest with you. Amazing. Your best friend is Shawn Michaels. I'm just saying, he was not a big dude. Shawn Michaels was not a big dude, people. Let's be real. He was the same size as both of them dudes. He was a small world heavyweight world champion on any scale. So, but yeah, he came in, he won straight out. Also, the women's tag team division is being built up because now we got the two English girls, Windsor and Hayter. Yeah. See, Triple H. Once again, you notice how Triple H been trying to, establish the women's tag team division. Sounds like AEW. They're establishing the tag team division. The tag team title match, good. Between the Sister Sin and Willow and them. Period. It's I be telling everybody, I'm like, a women's tag team division, a women's division can fucking work if you just, god damn it, book it right. And give us good, compelling story and matches. See, everyone complained about, where the women, no one really watches the shit and stuff and stuff and I was doing that and this. You feel what I'm saying? All right, now back to my point. All right, then I'm looking at this. Sorry, got straight. I had to look up something to make sure I won't crazy, so I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Very good match. Not only that, really not much else really. The heavyweight title situation. Okay, we know that we about to have Kenny Omega versus MJF. You still got Adam Page in the wings. You still got Swerve, who just lost that match, but he's still in the mix. That main event roster is looking good. At some point, and then here's the crazy part. Let me tell you how good the booking is. Before it can get any heavier, Darby Allin got to go back and deal with the Dogs of War, a.k.a. your boy. He said this ain't got shit to do with the Death Riders. This is me. Gay Kid. Yeah, I had to wait. And when I'm thinking a lot, it comes slow sometimes, people. Gabe Kid. Clark, oh, by the way, he had a match with Clark Connor. So are we going to see the Dogs of War now put together? Plus, now we're about to have someone about to lose their hair match, mixed tag match. I'm loving how, once again, booking, right? No long term. How long have they been having Marina Shafir and Tony Storm beefing? How long has the beef between Yuta and Orange Cassidy been going on? Long-term booking. Now, Yuta, I'm pretty sure is going to go bald. There's ain't going to be Marina Shafir. Please don't. I know she probably looks sexy with the bald head, but no. And she keep that hair on her. Will Yuta can deal with it. And cut the beard off too. Just have a complete clean face. Just make him look like a pussy. Once again, we having everybody is intersected. See, that's what people understand. All the beefs are intersected, are connected, and can easily switch and be. That's good fucking booking. But see, no disrespect to the Jim Cornettes and all the people that want to question that dude's booking. They don't see it because they used to the old school Dusty Rhodes, Eric Watts, Vince McMahon type booking. Triple H is seeing what this motherfucker is doing. Because how I know he's copying it? Because his thought was, what's the match they ain't seen yet? Tony Khan says match. What would make it for a good match? All right, let me set up a story that will set that match up. Now I'm starting to see, guess who starting to try to do something similar to that? Your Triple H. Go analyze it. Use actual critical thinking, not be a tribalized wrestling mark. AEW's looking pretty good. WWE, not bad neither. I ain't going front now. They got some good shit. WWE got their good shit too. I'm just trying. Like I said, when it comes to division, because apparently that's the biggest storyline, which was the biggest storyline. Now it's about to be CM Punk and Roman. Like I said, AEW, it's showing us. So, I forgot to mention Tekla, Chris Statlander, great women's world title match. Tekla will be back. Next time she faces Statlander, she will be champion. I do see a return for her to come get that belt. They just wanted to get that out the way for right now so she can move on and then Tekla can come back at a later date. Because, in my opinion, at some point, I don't know what the next big pay-per-view, Mercedes Moné will become the AEW champion at some point. Hands down. That's to happen. So, the Rascals made their debut, looked good, had a great match, which made sense to have them go against the Crew. I would like that to develop into a feud, and definitely a second match where Lacey Jane interferes and costs the Rascals a title, the Rascals a match. I don't want to see the Rascals go straight after the world titles. I think, plus, I feel that Crew need to be elevated as a great heel tag team at some point. Need to be elevated. They got the look, they got the girl, because, man, Lacey Jane, whew, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see the Rascals in a feud, a very good feud. And that would be a good, great feud. The thing is, you got to be willing to let the Rascals take a loss. against the crew. Of course, because Lacey J interfered. Plus, when we're going to see Myron Reed. We need to see some Myron Reed. Come on, man. Can we have a single match with Myron Reed? I mean, that dude nasty. You know? I know Joe is injured, so he'll be back at some point. We have Sabata. We didn't see Hook too tough. I'm liking that they're definitely continuing the feud between Jungle Boy and Ricochet with the demand. Speaking about that, Ricochet made a comment where he said, and I totally agree. When they moved into the main roster, it killed his career. I know a lot of people like, man, bullshit. No. NXT allowed wrestlers to be them to. They don't give, how can I put this? They give them a little bit less guardrails. When you're going to, and especially at the time when he was in there, it was about who gave the good matches because they wanted good matches. When he moved to the main roster, they didn't see him as anything but just a dude that could do flying shit. See, Tony saw Ricochet need to be a heel. Ricochet is doing his best work as a fucking snot-nosed asshole heel. WWE never pulled the trigger for that. They never tried to change the coat of paint on him. And it stagnated him. Ricky Saints is made for WWE. I said, I was shocked he went to AEW. Because he got that type style and boy, some people made for AEW, some people made for WWE. When I mean natural fit. No disrespect, Powerhouse Hobbs, in my opinion, was more made for AEW than WWE. Now they're going to shape him to WWE. Now he can say he's doing the world's strongest slam. It's just, does Tony favor? He don't favor the big guys like that of WWE. The reason why he don't favor the bigger guys, because you want to know why. He favored the wrestlers that can wrestle the best, that can put on the better matches than the size of the guys. Because, I haven't seen too many. I haven't seen Big Bill go for a world title. I haven't seen Archer grab the belt too tough. But it's the style of wrestling that I'm trying to portray. He gives the big men shine, but let's be realistic. Would Big Bill right now, if he was in WWE, be a main eventer for the world title? Lance Archer. He never even got a shot for the New Japan Pro World title. And I love Lance Archer. The closest would probably be Wardlow if Wardlow didn't get hurt. Then with Brian Cage, how the hell y'all gonna say Brian Cage? And a lot of y'all were talking shit about it. I felt Brian Cage could have been an AEW World Champion, could have got that push, but y'all kept saying he was garbage. He was just muscle. So he looks at who gives the best matches. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want you to put the belt on the big man just for the sake of putting it on the big man. I want the big man to be a good big man. For example, if hypothetically, if Big Show comes back and that motherfucker look anything close to his old self, put the belt on that big son of a bitch, please. Luchasaurus, if he never got hurt, I'm pretty sure at some point he might have got the opportunity to even go for the belt or win it. Once again, like I said, I keep hearing with, like my man Jim Cornette says, do you have somebody that's a big man that can put butts in the seats that's getting over? No. So who else he gonna go to? All the best big men are in WWE. And that's just a fact. All the best big men in WWE. The smaller, the better wrestlers in AEW. And I stand on that. But it's just funny that when the guys from NXT go up, they change. The style change. What made you fall in love with them in NXT ain't the same when it comes to them going to the main roster. And like I said before with AEW, they have developed their women's tag team division. We talk shit. Y'all talking shit about they got too many belts. But if you actually look, each of the belts got a division. There's a number one contender waiting in the wings. There's matches that have decided who's going to be the contender. There's more than one motherfucker vying for it. Ain't that the point? That's the key to having for your title to mean something. It means something. You want to know the biggest part, what makes a world title or make a title great, is not just the person that's holding it, it's the people that chasing it. Smoke that over. So for all you motherfuckers say, there's too many belts in AEW, shut the fuck up. I don't even know who's the top contenders for the U.S. title in WWE. I don't even know who the top contenders for the Intercontinental title in WWE. Y'all too busy got that motherfucker Don Mysterio going down to Mexico to defend the Mega Champion title in AAA. We ain't see that mother. We just saw him yesterday introducing Liv. But I know who's the number one contender for TNT title. I know who the number one contender, the bottom number one contender for AEW World title. I know who the top contender for the women's tag title. I know who's the top contender for the AEW women's title. I know who's the top contender for the TBS title. So I know who the top contender for the Ring of Honor title. The NWA had a lot of belts. Yeah, it was regional. They had more than that. They had a couple national ones. But understand, the key to a belt is who's chasing it. Each of these belts has an actual established contender, even the international title. You just had Adam Priest come for a belt, go for the title. They're being defended. He somehow makes it to where they're being defended. I'm just pointing out shit that a lot of y'all motherfuckers. I'm not an AEW mark. I'm not a WWE mark. I'm a wrestling mark. I want great wrestling. So if anyone would sit here and say, well, he talked shit about WWE, no, I didn't. I talked great about WWE, but I also pointed out the bullshit. I talked great about AEW, but I also pointed out the bullshit as well. He just ain't had much bullshit lately. All the shit they're doing like it, even to the point of Don Callis and the Death Riders. I was wondering when we gonna get around to that. So I'm curious about that. So yeah. Now as for Ashe Wrestling, ain't heard too much going on with them. I know he's still. Let me check their page real quick and see right because. Nothing really new yet. Please go stream Ashe Wrestling on YouTube or the Patreon. Check out many of their pro wrestling events and so forth. Now, I know some of the people from Ashe, I think, from what I'm feeling and understanding, actually watching this, I'm saying this now. Darius Lockhart. I meant to talk about this at the last show, but you really need to look at the Durham Armory, a.k.a. the Civic Center, off of Foster Street. Because I know you were saying about developing a team and so forth. There's a rich history of wrestling in Durham. You know that Deadlock Pro did here, and they did pretty well here. I went to one of the events. It's a great atmosphere. The building, it has a look that you would love, the fans will love. And to give you another place to where you're not only just doing stuff in Charlotte and Greensboro, you can do something here in Durham. I'm not just saying it because I live here. But yeah, because you can actually make it a regular there. I'm looking forward to Ashe coming back when they announce their first show. I know there's matches that's probably in the works that is there for them to have. I know when you're running your own business, promotion, podcast, what have you, man, it takes a lot, especially when it starts to grow and become bigger. And when it becomes bigger, now I got to add more pieces to accommodate the growth. So I don't blame them having a team, because I would love to see a regular weekly show on YouTube. I would love to see them do more shows. Darius Carter, the storylines is going into these next episodes and stuff, especially now you talked about. We had LeBron Colzone, who appeared on, I think was their WWE tryout, and I think even appeared on Ring of Honor, I think, at one point. Wouldn't surprise me if I see Darius Carter, you know. And like I said, I'm ready to see my all black pro wrestling promotion again, man. You know what I'm saying? So for sure. So, I might, who knows? I might do a show to talk about it to kind of get y'all appetite ready for when they do a show. You feel what I'm saying? For my new listeners or what have you. Because I'm a proponent of Ashe Wrestling. Carolina born, black bred. You feel what I'm saying? So look, I'm done. I got to get off of here. You know how I love this pro wrestling. I'll be back to discuss what happened tonight on AEW, as well as SmackDown, if I can see it. You know what I'm saying? In the world of wrestling. So, and also I've been trying to catch AAA, so I can talk about that a little bit or what have you. And I'm going to sit down and really take a look at this new wrestling promotion out of India called WXM, which actually has Raja Singh, the Maharaja, on there, as well as Culture Inc. And Thatcher. You know what I'm saying? Axel Thatcher. Yeah, the Axeman. He's on there. And it should look pretty good. So I'm gonna start checking it out and tell y'all a little bit about it. You know what I'm saying? With Hazen. Because what I might do is like find wrestling promotions on YouTube, and I'll tell you about it after watching them, checking them out, and tell you you should check it out. You know what I'm saying? We should check out on YouTube if you're a true wrestling fan. You feel me? So anyway, don't forget, hit that QR code to check out the place with the conversation for 18 and up. No kids, no teenagers, grown folk only. QR code for the place where the conversation gets saucier, tits pop out, dildos might pop out. You'll know what pop out relations. Subscribe. I'm talking about none other than the Premium Smoke Room, my Risque Podcast Network on Loyal Fans. 4 podcasts for you to enjoy. Plus, I open up the VIP Smoke Room. I even do a live version of it on X, as well as I even have a video store, and I leave it at that. You feel me? Plus, also check out my other podcast that I have on the description side of Spotify, where you listen, even some of y'all listening now. Had the Smoke on it, as well as Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry's top male talents and producers. We give you that real smoke about the industry. So please subscribe to either Spotify or subscribe now to Premium Smoke Room. First month for $6.25, 75% off. Trust me, after 30 days of the Premium Smoke Room, you ain't going to want to leave. You're going to want to pay the full price. You get what I'm saying? So please, please, please follow. Or if not, just follow. You know what I'm saying? Because I have some stuff for the followers as well. But it's more stuff if you subscribe. You feel me? So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over.